Trying to figure out how to do this split view in TikTok. What time is it? Oh, it's 3 o'clock. Goodness. Good afternoon, internet family. I don't know how y'all wear these things. Found it at Goodwill. I like it's because it's got bangs and I don't have to cut my own hair. But to be fair, it's probably my own hair because I don't know how to do wigs. I think it came out pretty cute though, in a weird, edgy kind of way. It's a little shorter than I anticipated. It's a lot more like wavier. I feel like I need to do something to it. It's kind of like scraggly. Mop. Hope y'all are having a good day. Y'all already on kick. Y'all are something else. You guys love throwing some ads and some spam on some chats, don't you? It's like every time I go live, there's like freaking 20 ads for here. You want to buy viewers? And I've even typed in like the specific for like blocking that kind of stuff, and it doesn't work. So, like I said, I hope y'all are having a good day. I feel like I should be facing this way. Well, my screen's this way. It's so blocky in the back. Ugh. Anyway, this is why I don't wear wigs. I hate them. I wanted to try it though. I wanted to try something new, and that's something that we all need to try to do is like go outside of our comfort zone every once in a while, even if it's a horrible failure. Just try it. Just try it. Try to be a horrible failure today. So yeah. It's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. It feels weird though. Like I can feel it on my back. Not so confident in this. It kind of reminds me of that like 50s one that I had like a while time ago. Or maybe I borrowed it from somebody. Probably my daughter. My daughter's the one with all the wigs. You know what I mean? Like she's real good with the wigs and stuff like that. My other child, she's real good with like hair and makeup and stuff, but I, however, am not. And all of them are away right now. So we carry on like the beautiful disaster that we are. Good afternoon, Austin Smith. I hope you're doing well. Faceless Tea. Okay. Y'all got the weirdest names. Yes, it's Rick. Hey, yeah, it's a wig. No, I did not lose my ever-living mind overnight and chop my hair and dye it, although that is a high possibility at some point. Just fair warning. If I ever cut my bangs like this, automatically know that it was a mistake. Like, I did not intend to do that. This is so short, too. It keeps rolling back. My head's funny. It's shaped weird. But yeah. So, on to the day. The style. I like the 50s style. So, like, something a little more like that. But I can't get it to stay like this. I don't know. I'm not, like, savvy with this stuff. And my own hair is coming out underneath it. And it's, like, just sticking in my face. YOLO. So, I tried it. I tried something new. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's really good for all of us to try something new every once in a while. Like I just said, you know, go outside your comfort zone. Even if it's like only for a few minutes, whatever, just try it. You know, try something new today. We're running with it. It couldn't possibly be worse than half the stuff that's on the internet today, I promise you. Hey, TNT. I have to like duck down. I don't know if you guys, well, you guys can't see this, but like I have a computer and then I have a computer. For those of you on Twitch, get the behind the scenes view. Hold on. See, I have to like duck down underneath to kind of see the screen. Sorry. See? It's weird. Sorry, Al. Okay. Anyway, enough of this nonsense. So I went ahead and printed out for the next week and everything. I did, again, change the calendar. And since Sundays are Mondays, we just run with whatever right now. So we're building this out our own way, So building something brand new, there's no instructions. You're making the instructions for it. So, yeah. Nice setup. Yeah, I kind of don't have a choice. So I have 3 cameras going right now. I have Kick, Twitch, and TikTok. So, and then my Twitch gets transferred over to my YouTube. So for those of you who are on my YouTube, you guys get to see this next day. Because I don't have the other phone set up. This one's got to get like something to happen to it. Because for some reason it's not fully picking up on my hotspot to do the 4th. Because I'm trying to, we try to stay at 0 or negative here. We don't want to have to pay for anything. So that's how witch people do it. Pun on words there. Rich people is what I meant. Like people who are wealthy, they don't want to have to pay on anything. Like they don't want to have to pay for nothing. They want everything free, no taxes, no nothing. Just give me my shit and let me live my life, my best life. So let's start there, right? Nothing is free, so everything has a consequence and or benefit somewhere along the line. So just have to take time and just keep breathing. So we are doing the transfer today for the rest of the week going into August of all the information transfer, I should say. So for those of you who've been following me in TikTok, you guys mostly have seen me at the gym. Sorry. But for those of you who have been following my lives, I hope that you enjoy it. And if you have any advice or want to see something, let me know. I try to keep up with all the different chat rooms that are happening right now. So it's a little new for me. I literally just started doing this week. So bear with me as I endeavor on this journey. You okay, baby? Babe? He's got his headsets on. He can't hear me. Oh, he gave me his old headsets. And these are huge. They're like ginormous compared to every other headsets that I think I've ever had in my life. I feel like I'm putting on like a spaceship suit thing. You know what I'm saying? Like the headgear for a space astronaut. Or not like there would be any other kind of astronaut. But, so yeah, like, Doth, I am your mother. Just kidding. Not really, but yeah. But anyway, yeah, every time I put them on, that's the first thing I think of is like, I'm putting on a space helmet, like, and then like the rest of the world disappears, right? And it's just me and whatever I'm listening to. Or I could trick all of you and leave it unplugged. Just make it look like I'm listening, right? I have done that a lot before, and it's a really bad habit, so don't do that. It's rude. So yeah, anyway. Hope y'all are having a fun Sunday. Hey, Nicoletta and Kaz. No, Twitch did not get the... I can only pick one from my phone to stream on. So if y'all want to go watch my TikTok gym time because of the 30 pound down challenge, right? That's the only place I stream it is on TikTok. Because I get the most views there. I promise you, if you go from Twitch to TikTok, even Kick can't even compare to this. TikTok TikTok is like the #1 place for any kind of views for anything. I usually get like anywhere between like, say, 100 to 150 views while I'm live. Whereas when I'm been live for years on Twitch, I might get 1, even with a raid. And I mean, I've been on Twitch for years. So, y'all ain't doing me right. So yeah, anyway, yeah, I started streaming on all 3 of them right now, as a project that I'm kind of working behind the scenes. You know, when you guys are doing your social media stuff, for those of you who are really into it, try utilizing old phones. I know it sounds crazy, but it's free, and you don't have to pay for the streaming right now. In the future, you may have to. So as of right now, you don't have to pay for streaming. So if you can stream directly from either your old phones or from any kind of tablet, laptop, any kind of anything that has access to internet, you don't even have to have service. You can actually utilize Wi-Fi. Granted, it might not be that great, but to be honest with you guys, as much as the instant gratification that's happening in the world today, thank you guys for the likes. That's awesome. Hey, Tyler. Hey, Garmy, Moonrake, SL1974. I don't have everybody's stream names on here yet. But yeah, this is the whole point in me stating cross-posting, as well as, you know, like the instant gratification thing. You don't really have to have it that long. I go for hours only because of the fact that I'm so used to getting paid for ads and time being live, right? That's the only way I made any money on Twitch, just ads. Unless somebody sent me like a subscription or something, you know, along that lines, but it wasn't really a whole lot. In the past 4 or 5 years of me streaming on Twitch, I probably only made like $200. And that's as an affiliate. And I made an affiliate within 6 months. So, you know, I haven't been constant. So yeah, I'll give it to you. I'm not perfect. But going into the future, you know, you guys don't even really have to go that long. Like you could go like 15 minutes at the most, because the 3-second scroll time, nobody's really staying that long. Everybody's starting to get used to the 5-minute, 10-minute, or couple of seconds. It's 1.5 seconds for decision making, where it's 3-second scroll. So thank you for your likes, guys. And thanks for joining me, Sunny and Rainier. I actually knew how to say that name. That's awesome. I hope I said it right. I hope I did you justice. So, when you guys are doing all of this stuff going forward, you got to think AI. I know I talk a lot about this. I repeat myself a lot. Sorry. But, you know, you got to start forward thinking. Everything in the past doesn't matter anymore. Everything that ever happened doesn't matter anymore. You got to start looking forward to the future. And the future is now. Right now. Like I said about the pivot points, I know it's kind of messy. And I drew it once, but I'm actually going to draw it a lot better this time. I'm actually going to turn the light off, because every single time that I leave this light on, you cannot see anything. All right, bear with me. I'm going to get really dark and like poor lighting real quick, as if I wasn't already. So, backlight. All right. I turned that light off for a reason, okay? Because every single time I try to show you a piece of paper, it like blanks out everything that's on the page. So, I'm trying to work this here. All right. Let me do this in a way that you guys can actually see it, maybe. So this is your lifeline, right? This is the line that you are currently on. I don't know if you can even see that. Hopefully you can. Tilt it up some more. All right, so this is your lifeline, right? Let's just say, okay, I'm 43, so let's just say I'm like right here, okay? So my little bloop, my right now is right here, right? Say this is the future and this is the past. The future is always coming towards you. The past is always going away, right? But these things are all happening at the same exact time. And the reason why I say that is because you have the power to be able to choose what you do in this current moment. The past and the future really don't even matter. It's ultimately up to you in this moment of what happens, right? Now, in this moment, right? You have multiple options. You have a work life, friends, family, maybe kids, pets, and yourself. You have this whole flower of life all around you at all times. Now, all the energy that you're putting out to, say, work, make sure that it's giving you an equal and opposite back. Now, if it's giving back negative, that ain't for you, okay? It just ain't for you. You want a positive work environment. You want a positive friendship. You want a positive relationship. You want a positive life, right? So if any energy that's coming back to you in that is negative, try to avoid or negate that as much as possible, right? Every single one of these is an option as they come to you. This is basically the DNA train of life, so to speak, right? As the future of your, say, your work situation, right? Your friend's situation, your whatever personal goals are, right? As you're putting that energy out into the universe, it's going to start bringing stuff back to you. Now, every single one of those times has opportunities, up to 4, attached to it, okay? You have the yes, the no, the maybe, and the unknown. So as you're putting your energy out into, as an example, work, you'll have 4 different options that will happen. Now, most of them will be either positive or neutral. Yes, there is that possibility of a consequence somewhere in there. But for the most part, you want to make sure that it's coming back positively. And the information that you take as you go along this DNA train of life is all equal and opposite to each other. So say, for example, you're putting more energy into work than you are into your family, then your family side gets weaker. Okay, see what I'm saying? Like, this side gets too heavy. Like, work gets too heavy. It starts interfering with other aspects of the rest of your life, right? And I'm not saying that work is like a priority right now. I'm just saying, like, you know, because self always is. Self is always a priority. And I say self-centered in a sense of being centered enough in yourself to be able to understand what it is that I'm talking about. So this way you can utilize this in a way that's beneficial for not just you, but for other people around you also. And this goes in every aspect. It could be friends. It could be like pets, if you've got pets. It could be your garden, if you got a garden. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I spent too much time out in my garden, but I didn't spend enough time in my house doing whatever I needed to do in my house is going to look like crap, right? So, same concept. As much energy as you're putting out, put more back into yourself. Put more back into your friends, more into your family, more into whatever, right? Because I promise you, that job may or may not be there today or tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Those people may not be there today or tomorrow. Those, you know, yourself may not be exactly at the level that you want it to be today and tomorrow. You know? So these are things that you have to work towards. And making sure that you're trying your best. Now, everybody fails at this. It's totally fine. It's a process that happens through the entirety of your life. It doesn't matter how old you get. You're still on that same timeline. These things are still happening. You know, it's still going to happen. No matter what you do, it's still going to happen. So, and it already happened, right? So the energy that you're pouring into the past, you could be pushing into your future. And don't get me wrong, you need to learn how to cope with all of this stuff first. Because I promise you, everything that happened back here is going to cycle back around again. Positive and negative. This is looking down the center of the DNA train. Okay, this is frequency. This is sound. This is human life. This is every life, right? It's built off of a structure. And that structure is ever changing. It never stops. No matter whether you're in existence or not, it never stops. Even before we were here, it never stopped. We don't even know how we got here. We don't even know how to use more of our own brains. You know, we don't even know what we are. We just know the outside stuff. And as soon as you start to learn how to use this in a way that's beneficial for you, remember, Every single thing that you do gives way to an opportunity for positive and negative things to happen. Okay? Don't always think that it's going to be negative. Don't always think that. I'm horrible for this. Okay? I am the worst one. Immediately go to the worst case scenario first. But it's not worth it. It really does tear you down. And especially like the negative thoughts that you, maybe for some of you, don't hear voices in your head like I do. But I hear a lot of the things that people used to say to me. Like, you're not good enough, or, basically, and even if they didn't say it, maybe it was something that I made up in my own mind that I thought that was a projection of them, but it's really a projection of my own insecurities. So it's like, you have to really start to learn yourself more. And once you're able to learn yourself, you'll be able to find all of your weaknesses, which is your starting point. Once you get to the very bottom of the core of the worst possible case scenario of who you are and what you've done, or what's happened, then you can start to build from that. Okay? So don't think of your weaknesses as something that's horrible. It's not. It's actually, and I know it sounds bad, but it's good for you, because it's supposed to help you to be able to learn and grow from it. Wow, there's a lot of people in here. Hey, everybody. Tommy Hyatt, Very Hungry Caterpillar, Fathead, El Poppy, Besmem, Scott, No Luck Involved, RPF. There, I think I said a good bunch of them. B is Charlie Marketing, Rainier. Oh, I said Rainier. Okay. And most of the time, you guys end up scrolling like in a hot second. So as soon as you guys are here, I try to call your names. So, yeah. All right. Back on what I was saying. I think I left that in my story, by the way. If not, it's going to be on my YouTube for you guys to go back and re-watch that. But yeah, this is a baseline concept for most things. And actually, you can kind of see it. Same thing goes for business. Say, for example, if you're in business, right? And you have your future of your business coming towards you, and all the things that happened in the past, right? So you have this information. It's something to build off of. Everything that happened in the past, even though, yeah, it's horrible, you can learn from this. Take 3 or 4 notes from it, right? And use it in this moment of time moving forward as your future opportunities start coming towards you. This information that's back here is there for you to learn from. That's why we have history. So, hey, Ant-Man. Hey, Jenny. 334. Zachy. Hope y'all are having a good day. Background waterfall noises brought to you by the one and only Jeff. Background ASMR waterfall noises, I should say. So yeah, it's becoming a regular thing in the background now. Hello. Yeah. So in business, one of the aspects that you will start to notice in the flower of life in business is, like I said, the trusts. You have your housing, you have your transportation, your shipping, your distribution, your what's back and forth, and then you have your outbound, which is like your drop shipping and stuff like that, and then that all feeds back into the trust. So you have your workers. You have to house those workers. So you give housing for the workers, right? Say at a discount. Then you have the transportation for said workers back and forth to work. That's a write-off. The business is a write-off. The building is a write-off. The transportation is a write-off. All the food for the workers is a write-off. So every single thing that you're doing as far as business-wise is a write-off. That's why business is so booming all the time, because they know how to use the loopholes that are legal to do this. So, and like I said, like the housing part of it, the worker part of it, the food, the transportation, the actual building, maybe the farm that they work on, which is attached to some kind of community service. And it's like all these other things are all attached to each other. And that's how you get your business to grow. You have to have this flower of life in all aspects, not only in your own personal life, but in business, in your relationships, okay? So say, for example, this is you in your bubble of relationship, right? Are you returning the energy that's being given to you? Are you matching energy in your relationship? Is the other person being really ugly to you and you just need to, like, not have that in your space? Even if it's a timeout, put them outside that 6-foot bubble. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Owens. Friends, family, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who it is. Anybody outside of you. Okay? You have this little circle around you, and then you have this 6-foot bubble around you that you only allow your friends, family, people, because only a certain amount of people are going to fit in that 6-foot bubble. Okay? Places, things. You're only going to be able to fit so much in that bubble. So you need to be real picky as to what happens or who goes inside that bubble, because it's going to infect you. Infect, same concept, right? So whoever doesn't need to be within that 6-foot bubble needs to stay outside the 6-foot bubble, and you leave them out there. Yes, you can interact with them. You could invite them in to your 6-foot bubble. But, like I said, if you're negative, you gotta go outside. You gotta go outside. Same thing for me in my relationship. If I start getting negative, I gotta go outside. I go to the doghouse. Which I'm like, okay, just like the calmest person in the freaking world, okay? I, however, am not. I immediately go to violence. So, but yeah. So yeah. If you start having too much negative in your life, say this is the positive side of the bubble, this is the negative side, let's just say, if this side starts getting too heavy and it starts weighing you down, you need to let it outside the bubble so you can come back up again. It's a weight to your bubble. It's an anchor, and not in a good way. It's literally taking you down. Hey, Nadie and LP. So, I mean, even if it's a timeout, okay? Sometimes you gotta take a break, take time out to really reassess, you know, your own bubble of life, kind of, so to speak. So, and, you know, like I said, maybe it's just a timeout, maybe it's just a cool-off period for the, you know, both parties to start to really think as to whether or not they really want to make this work or not. But for the most part, you have the, well, actually for all of it, you have the choice. So, ain't that right?
You need that Wonder Woman turn.
Wanna grab it? It's on my vanity.
I'm just kidding. You look good.
Thanks.
They
I
recognize
feel
that
ridiculous. Yeah, they said, "Is that a wig?" It's like, yeah.
No, I dyed my hair. I got crazy.
I actually did dye my hair black before.
Yeah.
And it looked awful.
Different.
Awful.
We'll say different.
Awful.
Somebody else might thought, hey, that looks looks good.
It's like me with my natural hair.
Wonder what it looked like with
You're the only one that gets the privilege of that, by the way.
Or silver hair.
Silver hair looks awesome. I really don't know that it would look good on me, though. I feel like I would have to get tan then if I went for silver hair. Because my hair, like in here, I look like I'm tan. I'm not tan. I'm almost as white as my shirt. So, anyway. On to the next. So, there's that. I forgot where I was talking about. I always do. So pull the trigger on whatever it is that you need to do. Start today. Give yourself a chance. Like I said, you know, if you have to, and you don't have the finances for it, you know, try to find a way to make it work for you legally, so this way you can start to move forward, right? And I'm saying legally because there's a lot of things that you can do that seem like an easy path. And yeah, it does work. It works fast. But so does the karma and the consequences. So, yeah, and they're a lot bigger than what you think, because even if you think you got away with it, you didn't. And I don't care what anybody says. Like, oh, no one's ever going to know. How are they going to know? How are they going to know? How are they going to know? The universe always knows. Okay? So, these, like, things are getting in my eye, actually. It's starting to get annoying. Okay. Oh, that's another reason why I don't wear wigs. Because it keeps touching my face and I don't want it to. And it doesn't even sit right. I think this is like, I think you have to have a certain size wig, right? YOLO. So, so where was I going with this? So yeah, you guys don't have to put a whole lot into it. Just make sure it's not static. Make sure it's, like if you do have to sit in one place because your computer is like the only place that you have, consider looking at mobile sites. I am personally pushing for all social media to go free mobile, because then that gives a lot of people who didn't have an opportunity to come up out of the darkness a lot quicker. That it would not have been able to be there before. So I am personally requesting that all social media apps become mobile. Because of the fact that, that's what AI is looking for anyway, is everything. And, if they do have it to where the cameras and stuff like that and the Wi-Fi is the baseline for all the data pull, then why not give them what they want? And utilize that to your benefit, so this way you can boost your business or, get that virality in you. So, and wow, that's a lot of likes. Thank you very much. 522 likes. Hey, Michelle. But yeah, I have a lot of faith in all of you, and I believe that you guys are capable of so much more than what you even realize. So, don't forget the power that you hold within your own self every single day. Your soul is a superconductor, and you are legitimately the one true creator. Everything that you think, you speak, it creates your reality, because your mind is the first place that all of this starts. Everything that you see around you was created from someone. Okay? Everything. Every aspect of everything that you see around you every day came from an idea that someone thought was stupid. Your ideas are not stupid. They were sent to you for a reason, so that way you can enact on them. Did you ever get a moment where you had an idea and it was a really great idea and you stuck it in your head because you didn't want anybody else to know the idea, and then all of a sudden you see somebody else do it? Yeah. The reason why is because you didn't act on it. So don't act on all the thoughts that come into your head, because some of us don't even have filters. So just every thought that comes across our mind, no. I feel like Lydia. Perfect name, actually, for Nevermore Academy, by the way. And just a little backstory for the reason for Nevermore Academy. I found a lighter at the gas station one day, and it had a raven on it, and it said Nevermore. So I, with my children, made the decision to call it Nevermore Academy. No joke, not even a week later, the TV series comes out. Or is named, I should say. And I was like, are y'all for real? No, I'm not teaching witchcraft and wizardry here, but I am teaching you guys how to use your own power. So, in a small sense, yeah. Hey, Heather. Hey, Michelle. So, anyway, I just thought that was a little weird of a backstory. We actually have hoodies set up to be made for Nevermore Academy. And we found out later also that the actual TV series Nevermore Academy sends you backpacks with stuff in it with the Nevermore emblem on it. So if you guys are interested in any of that, no, it does not have any association to me or anything that I do at all. I do not claim any association unless they want to sponsor me. Yeah. So I already look like it. Do the dance, I don't even remember it. Anyway, so but yeah, I found that out afterwards, and I thought that was really, really cool that they do that, and was actually considering including it in Nevermore Academy Unschooling's process when I first started doing this. So yeah, that was kind of weird. I don't know if I wonder if I have the picture of the hoodie. My child made up a design for it, And it was super awesome. And I actually want to show it off. And I don't know how to do that now. Anyway, as soon as I get a chance to, I'll print it off and I'll show it to you guys next time. Because I don't know where it's at. It's going to take me a hot minute to try to find it through all my 50 million photos. So yeah. My child is they, them, and I'm still process of learning all of this, so bear with me. So yeah. Where was it going? Okay. As far as morning routine OOTDs, I did end up splitting up the entire calendar. Just letting you know. Just fair warning. You know what's going to happen. I'm not even at the end of July yet, so bear with me. I'm hoping to have this PDF live by the end of July. That's a good name. Maybe you guys can call one of your kids that name. July, I should say. I'm wanting to have it done and ready. I don't know if it's going to happen, but we're going to try our damnedest. You know what I mean? Accountability. So, thank you for sending TikTok Universe. I can't remember if it's a subscription goal for TikTok or if it's a like or a diamond or something, but it says on there like a goal somewhere. And so I picked the first thing that came on there, which was that if I got it, that I would sing a song. But I don't know what song I would sing. I guess the person would have to pick the song, right? I'm assuming. I really have no idea. I'm having issues with these bangs today. It's so uneven. I'm like OCDing these bangs right now. So anyway, yes, morning routine and OOTD all got split up. Weather check as well as wardrobe got split up also. So now instead of having your morning routine, weather, and OOTD, it's live sites, weather check, morning routine, wardrobe, OOTD. See what I'm saying? Because you have to look at the weather to see what you're going to do. You know, even if you have your baseline made out in Fashion Saturday, even if you have that already done, then you still have to keep an eye on the weather, especially if you live anywhere in the South, because every 5 minutes she's freaking bipolar as hell and will not make up her freaking mind for nothing. So accessories are always weather ready. Which goes along with, you know, Saturdays also, I believe Saturdays driver's ed, for the bag prep too. Making sure that your bag prep is already done so this way you don't have to worry about it. Hey, say thanks for sending TikTok Universe to Electric. Seller sites did get built out as well as social sites. So social sites are first. They're the first 4 from 8 to 10, and then 10 to 12 is the seller sites. And then you still have your house chores and your unschooling, and then your electives, personal learning type stuff, and then thrifting, supper, cleanup, nightly routine, power downs. You have your regular schedule after that. I don't have that built out yet. So I've got the first part till noon done. How about that? But yeah, you don't have to keep these the same way. It's just a light touch. So just because it says hours on here does not mean that you have to do hours. And you can, in the actual PDF, you can switch it around and change it up and stuff like that to whatever works best for you, if you even have this as availability. For those of you who do, or want to utilize a portion of this information, do so at your own risk. So the multi-posting, remember, in each one of the apps, they have the option for you to post ahead of time. So when instead of just going ahead and posting, save it for a future post. Don't post it right then. Save it for a future post. Get a post scheduled for every single hour, every day, for the rest of the week before you post today. And y'all are like, you're crazy. And you're damn right. But the reason why I say that is because you can actually pull old content to now by utilizing it as an advertisement, as well as your thank yous to your people, so to speak. right? You can use Snapchat for filters. You can use it for, you can also use TikTok for filters and stuff like that, and especially like graphics and stuff. And then, I think there's like Canva, which is where the PDF is, anyways. But not everybody likes Canva, so it's totally cool. Whatever kind of services that you guys have available to you, but those are the only ones that I can tell you offhand that are free. So, and this is the point, is we're trying to take that first 6 months, first year, the lowest overhead as possible going forward. Hey, Wonder without number. Hey. So also education wise, I know that you guys who are on TikTok, you already have that scroll over to the left and you have all of this learning everything that you possibly learn over there. Totally fine. Run with it. If they could teach you something, go with it. Okay? Free education is always awesome, especially when it comes directly from an educator. Not that I'm saying that there's not, a need to have backup sources, because I always encourage having multiple sources of knowledge for everything. That's cool. You want to show him? Babe? He's got his headsets on. He said he can't hear me for nothing. Do you want to show him? Hey! Hello! Baby! Hi. He's not listening still. And it's not like he's far. Maybe I'll do gym streams on Twitch eventually. Maybe. I don't know. Y'all gotta start doing me better. So, like I said, multi-posting, just go ahead in there and do it. I'm going to be building out for the rest of today for this coming up week. So, keep your eyes peeled for that. As well as seller site, I'm adding a bunch of more stuff. So, keep your eyes peeled for that as well. Today's house chores is bathroom and storage. I already started off my morning by randomly cleaning out of nowhere the entire kitchen and hallway. I don't know why I did that. I just did it out of nowhere. Have you guys ever done that? Hey, user 8142. So yes. Bathroom and storage. Me personally, I like to go around with I know it's going to sound silly, but a wet broom first. It sounds silly. It's not. Believe me. Especially if you have cats. The cat hair is atrocious. It gets everywhere. Everywhere. If you have pets, it's everywhere. So, wet mop. Let's see. So storage today, Jeff actually went through and completely rearranged the storage area, so I don't even have to worry about that. But I am going to do the bathroom today. Manic Mondays, like I said, we're going to walk through the calendar and review past skeletons. Review past skeletons. And past schedules and pull it forward. Today is also supposed to be languages and personal learning. Communication and comprehension. I know I've talked a lot about this in past streams, but I really want you guys to think about this. If everything kind of turned to chaos, how would you be able to communicate with people all around you? We have this communication with AI now where it basically gives us all the information that we could, the internet gives us all of our information, right? But how do we comprehend it? How do we convert that into knowledge that we can then use and then teach to others and communicate it in a comprehensible way? Because, the whole telephone thing where, one person will learn one thing and then they try to teach it to somebody else, and the way that person understood it is a completely different way. Leans back on the whole Tower of Babel conversation of the loss in communication, where I said, as far as the theory of 4, you have your yes, no, your maybe, and the unknown. The reason for the unknown in language is so this way we can try harder to understand each other, or we can choose to try harder to understand each other, or we can choose to not understand each other. Either way, there's a bridge being made when that happens. Even if the bridge doesn't meet in the middle, right? Like two people who don't agree with each other at all, period. That gap in between there is for a reason. And you just have to say, okay, we don't agree. That's it. We don't agree. We agree to not agree. And there you go. It's your finality. It completes the loop. It feels the cycle. And then you guys can pick and choose as to whether or not you want to come back to that conversation later and say, okay, well, maybe my perspective changed. Maybe I had a personal experience that changed my mind about something, my view of something. Maybe I personally experienced something from the other side of it. Now I see it differently. So now you want to revisit the conversation, right? Because first time it didn't get comprehended. Or if it did, it wasn't comprehended properly. So then later you can come back, revisit the conversation, and state your case, right? Kind of like a retrial of yourself. So yeah. I am still loyal to Twitch, so to be fair, I might let you guys have a gym stream. You okay, baby? He can't hear me. I don't know why I keep talking to him. Sub Twister! Y'all almost got me to 1,000 likes. This is awesome. Y'all need to follow me. I need 10,000 followers to get monetized. Hey, bae. I hope y'all are having a good day. Yeah, I've been trying to get even cross posting and stuff, and referencing people to other social medias and stuff. Just trying to get this going because I'm going hard to the end of the year, and if this doesn't work, I don't know what else will. I'm literally doing everything. So if this doesn't work, I don't know. I don't want to give up. I've worked so hard on this for so long now. I don't want to give up. But sometimes, circumstances. Anyway, so yeah, we have actually decided to start doing gym every day. Possibly starting tomorrow. I absolutely hate going to the gym. Absolutely hate it. But I go because Jeff makes me go. And then once I get there, I'm fine. I actually enjoy it. So yeah. Another way, personal learning for free, like I said earlier, was utilizing a website called Khan Academy. I'm not sponsored, need to be, but not. Khan Academy, KHAN Academy. It's an online website that is for any age, and it is actually accredited information, and it's actually from educators and people who are behind this that you would normally have to pay for. This site does rely on donations, so those of you who can, like I said, I'm not affiliated to them at all. I just know that I use this in my purposes, and I think it's really great, and I really would love for you guys to be able to support them so it keeps going. I kind of wish that they would get a contract with the government to be in all of the with all of the inmates also. Because I don't know what's available for people who are incarcerated or people who are, in places in the world that don't always have access to things. Not specifically inmates, it could be anywhere. I was just thinking inmates because of the fact that they already have tablets. So, why not? And it goes, if you guys go check out the website, it actually has a lot of information in there. I even signed up for psychology and stuff, and they have the full course. It's full courses. It's not where you have to pay thousands and thousands of dollars to go to some school. Now, don't get me wrong. If you have the opportunity to donate that much money to them, do it. But for those of us who don't have that access and don't have the ability to either A, go back to school or just want to, build on your ever expanding possibilities of, knowledge base. then it's right there. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know that there's a lot of websites that are out there, but I'll be honest with you. I've been looking for a couple of years now, and I think this one so far has been the best, at least for me, personal opinion. You guys go check it out and see what you think. But KHAN Academy, and like I said, it's free. It's basically free college, all the way from like, I think there's like, because I'm doing pre-algebra, so I want to say like beginner college, maybe like slightly middle school. I don't know. Hold on. I have to look at this now. I said it. I can't remember how far back it goes. I just looked at what I used it for. Oh, it's K through 12. Early college, grammar, science, history, AI for education, Khan Academy for kids, SAT preps, and it's official digital SAT preps. So yeah. um, I mean, even Elon Musk donated $5 million to him. So if that's anything, I don't know if you guys are pro or against Elon Musk, but there you go. There's some information for you. Um, so yeah, I think like that Elon Musk or whoever would be the only ones that would be able to go back and like look at everyone's lives and tell you what you did in your lifetime. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know who else would be in charge of that other than like the people who are over the satellites and stuff. So, yo no sé, process. The struggle is real today. This wig is aggravating me to death. I like it, but I hate it. Giving it the side eye. Anyway. You okay, baby? What's wrong?
Yeah. What's up?
You okay? Oh, I see you standing there for a minute.
Oh, I was standing up looking at three things at one time.
Oh, you weren't. Can you hear me at all? Can you hear me? Can you hear me at all when you have the headsets on?
No, I couldn't. These are wireless and more soundproof. Wow, what's up?
No, I was like literally yelling at you a minute ago.
No, I didn't hear you.
Dang, those things are stout. They're Alienware. I feel like I'm pulling my own hair out at this point. There. I feel like I just went to like Spirit Halloween and just bought a wig, but I didn't. I went to Goodwill. I got it for like, I think $1. So I can't complain. So yeah, how to learn for free, Khan Academy. Like I said, new topics were the history of the evolution of conversation, AI, the 0-1 concept, the DNA train, which I just kind of like walked you guys through, with coping mechanisms, CPTSD, and abilities instead of disabilities. Okay, for some reason the live chat didn't show up. Thank you for the 1,000 likes. That was awesome. Thank you guys. That's so cool. That's awesome. So yeah. As far as the gym, like I said, we already started level 1, which was the baseline for all of the gym stuff. And then, hey, Sub Twister. What was I talking about? AI, concept, DNA train, abilities. Level 1 plus new plans. The goal is 185, but if I can get under 200 pounds by, like, I don't know, the end of the month, that'd be great. next 6 months plans and goals. As far as thrifting goes, I still have a ton of stuff and I just want to get rid of it at this point. Do I pay for space at a local market, parking lot, whatever, collab inside with another business? Or do I have a yard sale? Do I go online to like Whatnot, eBay? I mean, I've already pretty much got everything posted on eBay and it's been sitting there for 7 months. 7 freaking months. So that's a no-no, especially in today's instant gratification days. So I'm not sure how I'm going to go forward with this. I kind of want to lean more towards just getting like a flat rate shipping box and then just filling it with shit. And then like, if you guys want it, just buy it. Like that's where I'm at right now. Like I don't even want to do individual pieces anymore. I just want to sell it all and be done with it. Like, so aggravating. Like I really tried hard to make this get off the ground and it did not work. Seems like that's a repetitive. Yes, I'm spraying and praying. But again, I feel like you kind of have to in this day and age to every single possibility that is out there, just pull it all to you, right? So, let's see. So yeah, today is Sunday. Yeah. So it's Stationary Sunday. I've got the days mixed up. Sorry. Today is, I apologize, scratch back to 12 o'clock. House chores. Clean office and trash out. That's today. Sorry, I had it all mixed up. I was looking at tomorrow's because I was already, remember I told you I was going to pull the calendar forward. So, plant sale, yard sale, bulk sale. That's what I was just talking about. Stationary Sunday, which was P.O. Box and Reply. I did get to the P.O. Box recently. I did not have anything to reply to as of right now. So I went ahead and printed next schedule and we are working in the PDF. Office-wise, the light touch on finances today. Cash on hand, any kind of apps like Cash App, Venmo, Square, PayPal, bank cards, gift cards, savings accounts, making sure that you're keeping an eye on your percentage of interest, if you have any loans, what your credit score is. I think you get one free per year. If you haven't done it, I suggest going and looking at it. I think Credit Sesame, and Credit Karma are two free websites where you can go check out your credit score currently and see where you need to work on things. And if you look at it and it's all in the red, don't worry, that's something to work with. Okay, just think of that. Ways to utilize money across platforms, and I already talked about cycles of business. So reorganize paid sites, making sure that you're keeping an eye on budgeting for inbound as well as outbound only for this week. Okay. Holidays. I don't think there's any holidays. I think we already kind of bypassed the holidays. Hey, Kyle. Sorry, I know I'm a few minutes late. So let's see. Hey, the Alex Brockett. All right, so sinking funds as well as if I don't want to call it a diet plan, I just want to call it a meal plan because if I say diet, it's just going to counteract something in my brain and I'm not going to want to do it anymore. The +1 workout, like I said, we've already started doing the workout for the 30-pound down challenge. So now we're doing a +1. So we're taking it to the next level, which is not much, but we're just adding more machines. We're adding more workouts. We're adding more time on the treadmill. Less sugars, more water. I promise you, if you get like flavored water, that you will never go back ever again. Sugar free. Extra hydration. I've never been more hydrated than I have in my whole life than I am right now. I promise you. As well as, like I said, more time cardio wise, less carbs, less sugars, more vegetables, more lean meats, more good fats, movement. Like I said, on a consistent basis is something that you can do that is long term. Okay, think joints first instead of weight loss, because I watch Jeff all the time in pain with his knees, and I'm just sitting there thinking, okay, well, I don't want that because I'm only just now starting to feel pain in my knees from working out. So I know I'm going to be hurting when I get older. um, so yeah, I'm just babying myself right now. Um, Yeah. Okay. So inbound, outbound, make sure that you're keeping up with your sinking funds going into the future for the rest of the week. Like, do you have to pay anything this week? Do you need to switch loads? Do you need to call that person back? Do you need to make a list? Do you need to do that thing? Remember that thing that you were supposed to do that you didn't do? You need to do? Yeah, do that. So, and then don't forget, your nightlies. Make sure you have your mandatory 5 done. Your hydrate, eat full meal a day, brush, wash, and be good to yourself and others. So I know that's like 6, but still it's 5 in my mind. Nightly routine. I'm actually going to look up a DIY body scrub idea because mine's almost out and I really liked it. I just don't have the money to buy another one. So I was thinking about making one myself, and I don't know if I have all the ingredients or not. But anyways, roundup savings. We're going to be going into August. I'm going to go ahead and tell you I accidentally used some of my savings the other day. Accountability. And I regret it because I was supposed to buy packing materials with it. And then I made a sale. Woohoo! And then I didn't have packing mills. So now I'm waiting. Anyway. So there. Yeah, keeping an eye on your finances for the week going forward. Did you get gas already? Do you need to get gas? Do you need to get groceries? Do you need to check your clothes? Do you need to take medication? Do you need to take your dog out or your animal, pet? Have you fed them today? These are all questions that come across every single person's mind during the course of the day, and I'm just reminding you. So, but all right, I'm going to go ahead and remind you guys also to keep an eye out for your vertical horizontal overlays, especially TikTok and YouTube. Y'all's shit's all jacked up. I know my stuff's jacked up. So keep an eye. Make sure that the outbound, what the viewer is seeing is what you're wanting to portray. Hey, Wobri. Because I'll be honest with you, a lot of times my streams are muted. And I don't even know that they're muted. And I'm sitting here talking for hours on end and they're muted the whole time. And I don't know if muted streams or muted content actually gets that closed captioning. So did I lose out? I don't know. I'm not really a savvy editor. So I pretty much just record and post. I just now learned that you can clip stuff 5 years later. Which I always said it. I always said, hey, y'all clip this, or hey, y'all, do whatever. Oh, I gotta scroll down. Sorry, hold on. I have a computer that's like being an ass right now. So, but yeah. Sure. Yeah, I like to try for the back, going back onto the conversation about like Twitch and stuff like that. I like to try to keep all of my social medias, even if it's the same content from a different angle. Okay? So you guys are never getting the same thing twice. Another thing is when you're going into making content, you need to think about that. Are you making the same exact content? Are you still looking at the same background? Are you still in the same place? Like, have you elevated at all? These are things that you need to reevaluate for yourself. Thank you for the follow, Anthony Sean. So yeah, I mean, baseline is always self, little bubble, right? Your little personal bubble that you keep yourself in. Then you have your 6-foot bubble outside of that. Make sure that's all good. And then anything else, you're standing in a you standpoint at that point. You're unfuckable. You've got yourself is good. You got everybody around you is good. Ain't nothing can come through that. Right? See what I'm saying? It gives you a layer of protection, not only in your own mind against the people that are around you and the things, events, and scenarios that happen, on a constant basis now. That we're just kind of getting the information just dumped on us now. So, which was actually a plan, by the way. So, just letting you know that. Don't get information overload and start to panic and start to fear talk it, because it still goes on. Yes, it's really great to be aware of the things that are going on around you and in the world today, but it's not something that you can ultimately do anything about in this moment unless you're that person. You know what I mean? Unless you're that person, I really wouldn't. Because there's nothing that we can do about it, right? But we can. We can do something about it. Can we? Because each one of us hold the power of our own. When we get to pick and choose whether or not we allow this information into our minds to eat away at the very being that we are every single day, or we choose to, say thank you for that information. I will nice and neatly add that to my itinerary and be aware of that. But we're looking at this page now. See what I'm saying? It's there. We know it's there. It's there. There's no change in that. It's there. But, is it something that you absolutely need to be worrying about right now? So, and I know I get sucked into that too, of oh my God, you see what this just happened and that just happened and these things are going on and blah, 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 blah. I mean, if I really wanted to get sucked into the rest of my day of being nothing but worry and lose my day because of that, then so be it. Hey, David Ward. But, and I do, I got AP News automatically telling me every 5 seconds that there's something going on in the world. But, I read it and then I move on. I keep that information and knowledge in the back of my mind of these are the things that are happening in the world today. And how is that relevant to what's going on in my world today? What's going on in my mind? Because I promise you that if you were to look at your own internal dialogue, right, it is mirroring the rest of the world. Every single person that you meet, every animal, every bug, everything around you is you mirroring back to you. Think about that for a little while. I see a lot of tarot readers on TikTok and stuff like that. I love watching y'all. I literally scroll through every single one of you guys pretty much on a daily basis. And also makeup content creators too. Michaela, I love her. She's so awesome. She just reminds me of Jersey. I know it's not where she's from, but anyway, she's from that area-ish. Don't come at me. I don't know information. I just know that she's awesome. Anyway, nervous laugh because I don't know what to say. Don't forget your wish lists, by the way. Don't forget to post out your wish list if you have them. If you don't have one, go make one. They're really easy to do, especially on Amazon or something like that. And then don't forget to post those also. So yeah, I just kind of quickly ran through in an hour every single thing that I wrote for all 12 hours of today. So and that's literally how I have this book written out as. It's by hour, and it's every 15-30 minutes. And a lot of people feel like that's micromanaging, but I promise you that's not how it works. It's just me getting my thoughts onto paper. It's a walkthrough. That's all it is. Now, mind you, if I actually dove deep into each one of these topics with y'all, then yeah, it would probably be an all-day project. Which at most I saw you. I got watchers. I return that energy, by the way. Turn that shit to sender. So, hey, thanks for sending the TikTok universe over, guys. I don't know why it keeps notifying me of that. I don't even know if that's even in my stream, but it's there. So, um, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and walk through each one of these only real quick, just to show you that it is capable of being done. It's just it takes time, and a lot of you guys don't want to take the time to do this. You just want to scroll. It's easier to scroll than to be the person that's being watched by the scrollers and getting paid to do it. So maybe I'm doing it wrong, who knows, but I hope that this ends up being something that's beneficial, not just to me, but to my children, my family, my fiance, you know. So I don't feel like I did this for no reason at all. And like I said, I feel like I've helped a lot of people along the way that I may never even know about. And I hope that's true. I hope that by me saying that, that's an actual accurate statement. But you know, we'll just try it. And if it doesn't work, it don't work. I just don't encourage you guys to stop giving up on your dreams and your goals. Like, even if other people don't understand you, you know, it's just keep doing what makes you happy and what you feel is good for you, you know? Um, okay, so okay. So we did not do an OTD photo shoot because I've worn this one like a million times. Media management, I do need to break that part down. I do have it in the calendar already for what it is. Where is it? Oh, that's why. Whoops. It didn't follow through. Dang it. Is there nothing for? Ah, here we go. Okay. Media management. Daily. Okay, review and compile all content for ads, TBTs, memories. Edit and finalize clips, cuts, screenshots, and ads. Schedule multi-posting per app per site. I might have to make media management into a separate section. It's leaning into the daytime socials. It's just because today's Sunday. Usually it's OOTD photo shoot, make content, and then schedules. Because during the week is when you have all of your stuff ready. And today is the day for the multi-posting scheduling. So you already have it set up for the rest of the week. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. I do have some open spots for socials, but I'm going to leave them open for right now. I left about a half hour for each one of them, so this way I can, go in, look at the actual site, dig a little bit deeper into it, or work on whatever it was that I was working on previously, and then do like an education series of, okay, I'm going to start clicking on stuff that I don't even know anything about. Okay. And it really just, hey, Minyama. Sorry, I can't say your name. You joined from my post? Awesome. That's great. So, yeah, each time that I come live, you're probably going to see a completely different thing. I don't have a niche. I don't have one specific. It's just Nevermore Academy. That's it. So every day is different. Every day, every part of every day is a little bit connected to other days, but it's cycled. So you're going to get something different every single time you see me. Now, I do repeat myself, don't get me wrong, but for the most part, yeah. All right, so, babe? I don't know if you went outside. Oh. Never mind. He's playing Quake. All right, I have insecurities too, so it's all good. I just don't mind showing mine sometimes. Sometimes. Let's see. So I'm going to go ahead and walk through specifically today's calendar for what I will be doing, what I would normally be doing for today. So I know I've already been live for an hour. TikTok's requesting me to go live for 20 hours. Do y'all want me to do that? I don't even think I physically can do that. If I did, it would be like, it would feel almost like super intrusive. Because I already stream for like 2 to 4 hours on average. So, and then I post all the time. So yeah, I don't know. I know a lot of people do like sleep streams and stuff like that. I was actually contemplating doing like a raccoon stream one night because we have 2 raccoons that stay out here, and I was just gonna stick the little camera thing outside the door. I would have to make sure that it's facing like towards our backyard, so this way the neighbor wouldn't get upset or anything. But yeah, I was thinking, hey Martha Brown, I was thinking about setting up the camera for the raccoons. What do y'all think? Do y'all want to see the raccoons come eat the cat food? They're so adorable. Anyway, I'm gonna end up with rabies and dying from it because I like skunks and raccoons and shit. Why? I like possums. They're scary fuckers with like jaws that look like chainsaws. But, you know. Hey, Sugar Plum. So yeah. But yeah, I try to keep it all different on each of them. So we'll figure it out, right? We'll figure it out. I don't know how we're gonna. I know Twitch has to have a long time. TikTok, y'all are like 3 seconds or less. If you talk more than 15 minutes, we're already bored. So you gotta like keep up with that shit, or you get left behind, right? So let me see what the name of this company is again. For those of you who want merch, Sticker Mule did me right. So I do have some first year keychains available on my Etsy and Twitch. Etsy and eBay. Sorry. Keychains. I have the cup. Makeshift. And I'm currently working on a third thing. So merch right there. And that was from, like I said, Sticker Mule, the company. I am also not sponsored, but I will let you guys know this. If you get the emails, it's even better. You get super discounts when you order your merch through them, and you get emails. So I am not affiliated. I'm just letting y'all know what I use and what I have used. So I am going to be going to them for my QR code stickers for the future. Just letting you know. So if y'all start seeing my QR codes every freaking where, you know why. I'm literally at the point now of like, you know, there was a church that put a QR code. That was all they put on there on a billboard. on the interstate. I don't even know how much they paid for that billboard, but it was only for 1 month that they put it up there. And they said that they like quadrupled the people that they had in their church just by doing that one ad. Quadrupled. Like, I don't even know how many people like scanned it to find out what it was. It's the whole curiosity thing, right? And I thought that was such a wonderful idea. I thought that was so amazing. Hey, Van Halen. I thought that was so awesome for them to be able to do that. And I was like, yes, I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to put my QR code on everything. So I'm making stickers out of these bitches. I'm gonna start sticking them to y'all's bumpers. Y'all ain't even know. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that. You don't know. People will be suing me. Anyway, I'm doing good. I hope you are. Yeah, it's been a very interesting morning so far. Not really, but for me it has been. So, I suggest like your height and lower, think up too, like put it on top of things, because the satellite scanning as well as the AI scanning with the cameras, because everybody's phones, security cameras, and then now with the Wi-Fi ground up to satellite, we're not going to have a lack of any kind of communication at all, because the 10G is going to make it where you don't even have to do hardly anything. Everywhere is going to have Wi-Fi. So what you got going on? We're doing unschooling, and today's Sunday, so we're building out the calendar for the week, and we're just talking about lightly on topics that are just current right now. So I kind of walked through the calendar for the PDF that we're building out for the schedule for this. So I'm not sure if that's all like anybody's deal, but it's part of what I do. So it's the Sunday of the Sunday is the day of rest, right? It's the day to do the rest of the stuff that you didn't do all week. So for me, it's a Monday. So this is my start of my week, and now I have a view of what I'm looking at and what I'm expecting of myself. Whether I meet that or not, it doesn't matter. It's just to kind of get it on paper, to get an idea going, and then I can review it and come back to it later. Or I can say, okay, I'm pulling last week's schedule. These are things that I didn't even talk about. Or this is something that just came up in the news. This is something that we need to talk about today. And like I said, with the whole instant gratification of this next generation, or for most of us now, we don't want to keep learning the same exact things over and over and over again. Like, yeah, we like the baseline of having that knowledge and the tradition behind it and all that other stuff. But we need to start moving future forward and looking at, okay, well, these are the things that are going on in the world today. Yes, we know what happened in the past, but how are we going to handle this going forward? And what are we going to do? And what are the steps that we're going to take, the little baby steps that we're going to take to get us to our destination? And what are the ones what are the steps that we took to get us here? And where are we going? Kind of a total overview for everything. And it's including a lot of things that are current right now, as well as old school way of thinking. I'm kind of meshing both of them together. Unschooling is, I'm trying to, yes, give you a baseline of what you're used to, because, it takes some time to decompress from everything that you ever knew, to give yourself some brain space to start taking in new information, even if it's contradictory to what you knew before. And a lot of us have a hard time in that transition, because we keep trying to dump all this information on ourselves that we don't even take the time to like decompress from all of that. So unschooling is there's a portion of time that you actually take from the time that you take yourself out of school or away from everything that you ever knew, right? There's a decompression period. And it allows you to be able to start using your own brain. Start thinking of things that you didn't think of before because you were stuck in that little box of the information is coming to me at all times. I'm not using my own brain to use it. So unschooling is a way of using that information that you already have, parts of your brain that you already have that you're not using because that information is constantly being fed to you. Most of 10 years old and younger are constantly being fed by internet right now, which is great. Totally great. There's a lot of information out there. but there's a lot of information out there. See what I'm saying? So an example is, okay, my calendar, or my calendar is built out in a way that you're basically doing the things that you would normally do every single day, but you're using it in a way that could be monetized. You're using it in a way that's going to continue force you to hold your accountability, as well as force you to have to use your own brain. Okay? So, say for example, I'm going to walk through like today's schedule, right? So, morning messages is first thing in the morning. I usually contact my kids. I usually, will say something to my fiance, or like we'll make a plan for today, or, I'll talk to you guys on here. Morning messages as far as like group chats or individually. The live sites, like I said, I've been trying to work on all the live sites that are available right now in a way that is beneficial for everybody, in a sense of not everybody's got the money. So I'm trying to find ways to go on all of these websites at the same exact time. I have 3 sites up right now. I have Kick, Twitch, and YouTube up right now for free, not through a streaming website. A lot of these streaming websites, they charge a really high dollar for what they know is needed right now. So I'm trying to show everybody ways that you can think outside the box and do what you want to do what you need to do, take those little baby steps towards whatever it is, whether it's business, personal, whatever, friendship, relationship, whatever. These aspects touch every single part of it. So weather check, first thing in the morning. You want to know what the weather's going to be like, so you have an idea of what your day is going to be like. So it's literally a few minutes. It's light touch. Morning routine, we all do it. Get up in the morning, or say for those of you who are night routines, whatever, vice versa, however you got to start your day. There is no specific time laid out. Yes, there is hours here, but it's just a reference. It's for whatever you guys use it for. Because, like, say, for example, if you're a night owl, morning AM is not going to tell you anything. Hey, guys. Thank you. Wardrobe, you're going to get dressed. So make a plan for it. I already have, for Fashion Saturdays, a 6-month plan laid out. Granted, I may or may not ever use it, but it's just to get an idea of what I'm wanting to work towards. It gives people who are content creators also a chance to get ideas and inspiration from. OOTD is the same thing. The difference is my OOTD is actually going into sale items. So everything that I wear goes for sale later on. All of the photo shoots that I do for the OOTD end up being either an ad, or I can utilize that as a thank you for the customer. Media management, it's a low-key, light touch as far as like, that's a lot of like editing is in the background that you could do, but for the most part, I don't have a lot of editing education. I don't know enough about all these tools and all these websites for me to fully dive deep into it. And I'll be honest with you, I just ain't got time for that shit. So, using Snapchat to use your filters, using TikTok for your filters. I actually just downloaded an app the other day that takes the background. So it's kind of like Photoshop, where it takes the background out and it puts in a whole new background. So the sale items that I have look a little bit more professional. It's not AI, it's just a picture. I don't know, it's weird. So that is another option, which leads into later, by the way. All of these things lead into later and also other days. So everything kind of keeps moving in different cycles. Remember I said earlier about using the flower of life in your everyday, wherever I put it, on your DNA train traveling through this lifetime. I don't know if you guys were here for this earlier, but as you're going through that DNA train of life, sorry, it's backwards, you're going to pick and choose all these random things that end up happening during the course of your life. And then they have all these other alternatives, right? So even as you're, picking and choosing your wardrobe, color theory is involved. You have your own personal preferences. Maybe you have an aesthetic that you like. What is it portraying outward? You can learn a lot from somebody by what they're wearing, by what their surroundings are. You go and, check out, your friend's house or something. You can learn a lot from them just by looking at their house. So don't be judgy though. But yeah, So today is a Make Content Day, but I'm live anyways. So every single time that you go live, you're automatically getting content. Screenshots, you're getting clips, you're getting smaller videos. You can cut it down to a smaller video if you need to. For the most part, people who are on TikTok, they like the shorter. People who are on Twitch, they like the longer. Everybody has their own preferences. Anyway, so schedules this week. Last week, I already went ahead and printed out all the way to August. Because like I said, coming the end of July, going into August, we're going to have a whole new thing. So we are working the next 5 months to becoming entrepreneurs. We're saving receipts, so this way we can start looking at accounting. We do have seller sites. We have Amazon, eBay, Etsy, Whatnot. These are all new sites. Well, some of them are old. Whatnot specifically is a newer site. It's more like an auction site. Kind of like how eBay was when it first started out. Not really. And so we're utilizing those sites as a source of income, right? And we're continuing to flow through our everyday into that aspect, as well as house chores. Small section of every single day, there's house chores that need to be done away from social media, away from internet. I mean, if you have to stream it live, go ahead. Everybody loves a good clean talk, right? So every single aspect of your life is monetizable. And the way that you're going to be looking at it for the next 5 months is we're going to make it monetizable because we're going to make this into an actual business. We're going to make our houses write-offs. We're going to make our cars write-offs. We're going to make our internet a write-off, okay? We're going to utilize every single aspect of the business once you're able to use this information, like I said, as far as keeping up with your budgeting, you're keeping up with your credit scores, you're keeping up with all of this stuff. If you're able to keep a baseline going, you'll start to see in a very short amount of time an advancement in your life in all areas. So, like for example, today is clean office and trash out. If I kept my office exactly the way that it is right now, it's not terrible. But I know eventually something's going to bug me. So I go ahead and start a whole new week, clean off everything, start over fresh, get a whole new situation, schedule set up, and start over again. Anytime that you clean your outside area, it also helps your mind clear out, not just from the physical action, but also the cleanliness of the area around you causes negative space, which then in turn forces your brain to have to fill that space. Do you ever take something away? Did you ever empty out your bedroom? Have you ever done this since you've been an adult? Other than moving, have you ever emptied your bedroom? I suggest you try it today. Empty out as much as you can. Don't do, safety first, but, don't hurt yourself. But try to empty out your bedroom and only bring back in it what you need for the next week. And see how many different ideas start popping up in your mind. Oh, I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that. But do I really need that? I don't really need that. So it forces your brain to start using parts of it that it wasn't using before. And so the same thing with the whole wardrobe thing. If I'm constantly selling my clothes, that forces me to have to change my clothes. Money likes movement. It's like water. And so does abundance. Now, abundance comes to you in positive and negative ways. So remember that 6-foot circle, little bubble that you're in, and keep all the negative stuff outside. If you start to notice that something's really, really heavy, reevaluate it. Same thing with, like I said, house chores. It's a mandatory thing. You have to keep up with your surroundings. Hey, Crash G. Stationary Sunday today. I personally have a P.O. box for business purposes, as well as I really got it because at the time I was homeless. But anyway, so I am currently reviewing as to whether or not I'm re-upping that because it's due at the end of the month. And again, going back to business aspect, am I going to keep it for the business only and just transfer all of my personal mail here? Or am I going to continue to get all of my mail at the P.O. box? Currently, I did not receive anything this week, so I do not have any replies. And then office light touch on finances. Today's a good day for you guys to go and look at your cash on hand, any kind of apps that you have available, just to kind of see where you're at, like Cash App, Venmo, Square, PayPal. If you have a bank account, gift cards. I know for me personally, when my kids were growing up, I was giving them their allowances on gift cards. I stopped doing that after Vanilla took $400 right before Christmas. Anyway, fair warning for gift cards: if it's in a store, most likely it's already hacked. Um, percentage of interest. Where was I at for Mondays? Savings, percentage of interest, any kind of loans that you have. Make sure you're keeping an eye on your credit score. Like I said, Credit Karma and Credit Sesame are free. And then I personally went through a major credit drop. 200 points on my credit went down from a previous loan that just came back into my life again because I forgot to re-up it, and that's my fault. So everything that I worked on for the past 5 years totally got annihilated, and I really am trying to work my way up again. And so fair warning, when you do get knocked down, yes, it sucks, but it's something that you can work forward from. Like I said, as far as your weaknesses, even if you have insecurities, if you have problems, if you have bad credit, if you have a horrible background, if you have anything, you can build from that point. Okay. That is whatever your lowest point is it's great to know that, because that's your foundation. That's the very lowest that you could possibly go on your existence. Right. So the only way you can go is up. So learn your weaknesses. Today is also to reorganize paid sites. So making sure that your inbound, outbound information for your bank accounts, if you do have seller sites, for those of you who are utilizing Cash App, you now have the option to round up into a savings account. You can also buy stocks and Bitcoin for those of you who are into that type of thing. I'm not into Bitcoin. I have no idea anything about it, so don't even ask me. So yeah, that is available in that app. I don't know about the other apps, but there is that available for you. And as well as minors can actually have Cash App accounts where you can either send them money or they can earn their own money through there, as well as have a savings account, as well as have interest and roll-ups. And you know what I'm saying? Like $1 for trade. For those of you who are listening to me this last week about the Amazon Nvidia trades, hello, you can thank me for that. Yeah, as well as I think it's like XRP or something. Keep up with that. I don't know if that's going to crash or not. I think it's going to. Oh, but anyway. And I'm not a stock person. I'm just giving you guys what I see. So paid sites, make sure that your seller sites have the correct information for your deposits as well as your outbounds if you have anything going on. Make sure that you're keeping an eye on your accounts and making sure that your subscriptions are accurate. Gym, me personally, we're on a 30-pound down challenge, and we are currently doing a level 1+1. So we've already started for the past 7 months, light touching every other day about going to the gym and keeping a consistent schedule. Well, I personally failed horribly last month in the 30 down challenge. Anyway, because I gained weight. So this month at the 20th, I just recently got to 213, so which is mostly water weight. So we're taking the next level up, extra hydration, and make sure that you're not doing tap water, please, unless for those of us who are raised by a hose, doesn't matter. So yeah, make sure that what your customer is seeing or what your viewer is seeing, or how other people are seeing you, or how you see yourself. Mostly how you see yourself is really the only option that you need to worry about. Everybody else doesn't really matter, because in the long run, this is your life, and what you pick and choose to do with your own life is your decision. So I'm just trying to help you guys along as best I know possible. Coming from somebody who has had a bad past and has not been able to have a regular, income, forcing myself to have to do entrepreneurship has really opened my eyes a lot, especially as to how hard people have to work just to make a little bit of money. And then there's other aspects of people who just go about their day every day and as if nothing happened, and then the millionaires overnight. Totally fine. That's just how life works. So just keep going. Keep being authentic, Hey, Scott the Schaefer. Thank you for Van Halen's comments, by the way. And then also thrifting. I personally thrift everything. If it's not personal, it's household items, for sale items, total money. I keep an eye on total money spent in there. Like, for example, Goodwill, Salvation Army, just as an example. I also do markets and stuff like that. But I always encourage you guys, if you are able to donate, even if it's finances or an item, like say if you have yard sale items that are left over that you just can't sell. Like if I can't sell these, they're going to get donated, but I'm not donating them back to Goodwill. I'm not donating them back to Salvation Army. Don't get me wrong. Kudos to y'all for business savvy, but I personally want it to go to someone who can actually use it, like a school or DSS or an elderly facility, or people. Most people don't even realize that most hospitals and most mental facilities basically survive off of your donations. Okay, so if you're like, especially clothing wise, so those are some options for you guys to think outside the box of your normal donation location. As well as seed donation locations at local libraries is another option that we did pull in for the garden. I ended up getting about like $20 worth of seeds for free because of this. And now because of that, I am a freaking tomato farmer. But I have seeds from the plants that I grew that I'm going to donate back to the library. So the seeds that I took, I'm going to be donating back like way more than I ever got. Plus plants, because there's a community garden there as well. So I still need to talk to them. But, some places even accept plant donations. So, and me and my neighbors, we end up passing back and forth flowers and food all the time. So, because she does all the flowers, I do all the food. She has the pollinators, I have the food. Tomatoes, really. So there's that part. And another thing too is I was thinking about doing like a plant sale. That's another option you guys can do too. It does not take very long for plants to grow, and you don't have to have them very tall to start selling them. So, and think cheap. Okay, so I would say one thing that America doesn't have anymore is a dollar menu. So put everything as $1. I promise you'll sell your stuff. Supper time, I have a mandatory 5. Mandatory 5 is to hydrate, eat 1 full meal a day at a minimum, and to wash, brush, and to be good to yourself and others. So those are my mandatory 5. So part of supper is actually on Tuesday, with Tasty Tuesday, we have a meal plan. So the meal plan transfers over to the meals that end up happening during the course of the week. I do a 1 time a month order for groceries, and I have a limited income. So I only get $200 a month for groceries. I know that sounds like an exponential amount of money, but have you been in the grocery store lately? I go to Walmart, and it's like the cheapest place that I can find. And I do my order online, but I go pick it up. I just do the order online so I can get a full understanding of exactly how much tax and how much everything's going to cost. Because like I said, I have a limited income. I'm only allowed to spend $200 on groceries for the month. That's it. So I have to allocate that properly. And we're meat eaters. So, which is probably, anyway, lean meat eaters. So, I have to make sure that, that's set and done, which we'll be doing Tuesday. So join me for that. Thanks for the likes. So, and then in the evening, cleanup, which I'm the worst for because I absolutely hate doing dishes. I absolutely hate doing dishes. Like, I am literally to the point of like, I want to buy like a countertop dishwasher so I don't have to do the dishes anymore by hand. I'm so tired of doing dishes. And Jeff is the best. He does all the dishes for me. I love him so much. So yeah, I hate dishes. I hate doing dishes. I will clean this whole freaking house, including the bottom of the toilet. I don't care. I will clean out the inside of the trash can. I will mow the yard. I don't give a shit. Don't fucking make me do dishes. Tar Heel statewide. Hey. But yeah, And then, like I said, clean up in the evening, making sure that your kitchen is clean before you go to bed every single night is a mandatory. It also it evades pests for the most part. I mean, you're not going to be, if you have like roaches or ants or bugs or flies or anything like that, you're probably going to have to look into services. I have personally had to have services before, especially if you've ever lived in housing or have been on a military base before. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You could be the most cleanest person in the world. It does not matter, especially if you live in an apartment complex, like a duplex, anything where the houses are close together. If one house has freaking roaches, every house has roaches. I don't care what you say. And if you find a white one, there's 1,000 or more already in your house. Because it takes like a ton of them to make a white one. Okay? So, anyway, so look into services. I personally recommend Terminex. Another one, I think it was like Bug Off or something. I don't know. Jeff was talking about that one. I personally say Terminex because they also have the option for termite control, which is a little bit more pricey. But for those of you who are homeowners, you know what I'm talking about. If your neighbor's got termites, you've got termites. The yards are connected still, so and they crawl. Okay, so yeah, cleanup is very important. End of night. It also keeps you a good mindset for the next day when you go to start your day. You don't even have to worry about it anymore. You just start the day fresh again. Nightly routine. Personally, I have my own personal nightly routine that I do with my fiance. We kind of like do our own self-care night type thing. I haven't done it in a hot minute, but we need to. So, and then power down, which for me, I'm notorious for not charging anything. So power down includes your lights out, the whole house, unplug whatever you don't need, because each one of those plugs takes about as much as a light bulb does every single month, even if it's not plugged up to anything. So powering down, making sure that whatever you don't need is unplugged, everything's turned off. It helps save on your electric bill. It also keeps fire hazards down, as well as, it doesn't wear down your stuff. I mean, but for the most part, I think electronics, for the most part, can kind of handle a nonstop flow of energy, but your wallet may not. So power downs are also part of it. That's just Sunday. For the most part, every day, the schedule and a baseline is the same. The only thing that changes is the house chore, the unschooling topic of the day, the elective for the day, and then the personal learning. It's personal, so it's going to be different. Now, as far as like the gym, thrifting, stuff like that, supper, that's already preset. Same thing with the seller sites, same thing with the social medias. You are the one that has to put the information in there. Okay? The schedule is all the same. It's all the same every single day. You're the one that has to fill that out. And the reason why I say for you to take it week by week, only look at this week. Okay? Usually you can only look at like 3 to 4 days. So only look at what you can do in the next 3 to 4 hours. What you can do in the next 3 to 4 minutes. Which for the most of you on TikTok, that's like 1 billion scrolls, right? How many scrolls can you make in a minute? How much could you possibly, time yourself, make it into a challenge, put a little timer, if you have to stream it, whatever, put a little timer for 3 minutes. I know it seems like eternity. 3 minutes, see how much you can get done in 3 minutes in your house. Take a 3-minute, flash through the house. Or the room that you're in, or your current surroundings, right? 6-foot bubble. Take the next 3 minutes to look at your 6-foot bubble and change something in it. Remove something. Just one thing. Take something away. I promise you, your brain's going to start messing with you. Because then you're going to be like, what did I do with the thing? What's missing? Your brain's going to start asking questions, and it's going to start firing different parts of your brain that weren't there before. You weren't thinking about it before because you've gotten comfortable seeing the same exact thing every single day, so your mind is set in a comfort zone. It doesn't move past that.
until you create change. Usually change starts with destruction. So remove something. Remove yourself from a situation if you have to, if you feel that you need to. Or include yourself in a situation that you never thought before. Like, for example, those of you who are lurkers coming and talking on a live stream. Just something different. It doesn't matter how long. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just giving yourself that spark. Because it'll start leading to other sparks, other ideas, other ways of you being able to see your life in a different perspective that you didn't think before. So it opens up that learning ability to now, okay, even if it's something you did a billion times before, do it a little different. Instead of putting the makeup all on top of your eyes, put it all underneath your eyes. Make them freaking eye bags into some like Gucci Louis Vuittons. You know what I'm saying? Make those under eye bags designer. You know what I mean? Do something different. We never use this part of our face. Maybe you guys could do stuff there. I don't know. I'm just making up stuff. Hey, Southern Daddy. Tar Heel Statewide. So... it's just trying something different. Like today, I'm using a wig. I don't normally look like this. I'm wearing this today. I got it at the store. I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it. I don't know if I like it. I've been sitting here futzing with the bangs for the past, like, the entire time I've been live. 2 hours. Like, I know for a fact I need teeth whitener. My teeth are yellow, and I'm seeing it more and more every day. Like, when I'm looking at my shirt to my teeth, I'm like, oh, I need teeth whiteners. Lord. I didn't take care of my teeth until this year. I'm 43. I lost half my teeth. Everything from here back is gone because I didn't take care of my teeth. And I regret that now. Like, looking back now, I'm just like, why the hell didn't I just take 5 minutes and brush my teeth? Like, a day. In one day. Like, it doesn't even take that long. It takes like a minute. You sing happy birthday. And I never did it. And 43 now, I'm looking back like, oh, I should have done that. So now, instead of sitting in regret, I'm working on myself. And I'm starting to take better care of myself. So, even though, yes, I know I still need to work on myself, it's just a starting point, like I said.
That's probably what you want to do, right?
It's not inappropriate, but it is funny. This is what Jeff showed me. This is awesome. Is this gonna be me and you?
No.
At the car wash?
No.
Do you need a bath?
No.
Am I gonna put you in the car wash and give you a bath? He comes up with the craziest shit, Joe. Please don't use car washes for body washes, please. Anyway. Anyhow. So, did it get hot in here? Anyway. Alright, so that's just Sunday, right? So, on Monday, we have Manic Mondays where, we walk through a lot of it. We have the walk through the calendar, languages, personal learning. Tuesdays is Tasty Tuesdays, numbers, actual budget. Wednesday is Workout Wednesday. Work It Out Wednesday. We do bag prep and plan, international history and current events. Thursday is Territory Thursday, which is garden plan and weather, which we already kind of lightly touched on today because of the morning, right? But I'm thinking more like, how is the weather going to affect the garden long term, right? Sciences, as well as experiments, which we do, 365 book. And then background ASMR waterfall noises by one and only Jeff. And then Friday is special event planning, driver's eds, emergency situations. Saturday is Fashion Saturdays, lit arts, I should say, and show and tell, which is basically like talking about things that we read or things that we made, created. Hey, Doolittle. and then going back into Sunday. So those are really the only things that change during the course of the week. It's what you're doing with the other stuff that your main focus is going to end up being on, away from your main unschooling. The thing is, though, is that all of the unschooling is connected with social media. It's connected with your seller sites. It's connected with house chores. It's connected with your friend time, your family time. You know, like, for example, one of these days, it says special event planning, which includes what are you going to do with your family? What are you going to do with your friends? Are you going to take personal self-care time? Do you need a day off where you don't do anything at all? You know, it's just planning things ahead of time, so this way you can have an idea of the steps that you're wanting to go towards, even if it never works out. It happens. But you're wanting to go towards these steps. You know that this is the stuff that's happened in the past, and this is where you are right now. Pulling this information from the past into the next week, only looking at this week, pulling the past information that you did not cover keeps you accountable for the things that you lost out on last week. I know it seems like it's a lot, and I kind of inundated you guys with like a ton of information all at once, and it's hard to say it for you guys to understand what I'm talking about. At least in the full scope of it. I've been working on this for 4 years. So trying to make sure that when I'm putting the energy on Monday out into something, or like say, for example, Tuesday, right? Tasty Tuesday. I'm putting the energy out to make sure that my budget's covered. So this way during the week, and if I end up having any like special events on Friday, that way I have that covered. And then I'm also making sure that Saturday that I'm pulling in the Fashion Saturday, because I want to make sure that my wardrobes every single morning are set up properly for the weather that's going to be pulling ahead. So everything is interconnected with everything. Okay? And yes, it does leave room. Oops, it's upside down. It does leave room for you to pull other options in. Remember, we're going down this DNA train of life. And so we're picking and pulling options during the course of our current moment. Okay? This DNA train, which way am I going here? This DNA train of life has the future coming towards you, as well as the past going away from you. At the same time, this is the current right now. The centerpiece right now, that's where you are right now. The information that I'm giving you is coming towards you. How you use that information is up to you, but it's going to ultimately end up being a part of your past, as well as a part of your future, if you allow it to be. So there's that. But anyways, I've been live for 2 hours now. So hey Dustin Hall. So I hope that kind of helped you guys understand like the baseline of what the unschooling is. And this way you guys can start to use it in a way, not just for, like I said, as far as schooling wise, because this goes for any age, doesn't matter, K through 12, K through 100. 0 to 100, real quick, right? Hey, Terry Peterson, sorry. So you're taking all of the information, but you're using it in a way that's going to be beneficial for you in the world that you live in today, because the world that we grew up in does not freaking exist anymore, guys. Yes, it's there, but it's a baseline for what we've built off of. And now with the advancements in technology, and I'll be honest with you, the generation's just different now. It's just different now. And we have to learn what that difference is so we can work with it going forward. Because, people like me, I'm in my 40s. Pretty soon, everything that I knew, if it hasn't already happened, is changed. Which, for the most part, everything that happened in the past 5 years has changed all of our lives. So, trying to get to that next level, no matter what age you are. And remember, what I'm teaching you guys is for any age range. Like, you don't even realize, like, there's kids now that are multimillionaires. There's kids that are multimillionaires. And that's what I'm trying to show you guys. It doesn't matter if you're homeless. It doesn't matter if you have a medical condition. It doesn't matter if you have a bad background. It doesn't matter if you don't think highly of yourself. You can do this. Okay?
Yeah.
I dug myself out of a very, very dark hole because of this. And I know it worked for me. It may not work for you. That's totally fine. I hope it does. But I know that there's going to be some people that this is going to be completely irrelevant to. And that's all right. Because like I said, there's the yes, the no, the maybe, and the unknown. In everything. Your brain can't concept anything past 4. That's why most menus only have 4 main options. Did you ever notice that? Some places only have 1, like Chick-fil-A. We only serve chicken. So, I mean, maybe they serve more now, but anyway. Yeah, on most menus, you're only going to get 4 baseline items for your menu. You're going to have 4 different kinds of meat. You're going to have 4 different drinks. You're going to have like 4 different options, meal options to choose from. You know, at a baseline. Now, if there's more than that, then great. But that's usually why we end up staring at a freaking menu, because your brain can only process 3 things at the same time and then kind of like blurry on a 4th. So, you know, keep it simple. Look at the next 4 minutes. Look at the next 4 days. Look at the next 4 months. I mean, we're going into August. This is going to be the end of the year at that point, right? Yeah. August. So, I want to have all this stuff done by the end of the year because we want to go into 2026 on the right foot. We want to be ready when 2026 comes. When end of year taxes, we want to be a business by tax season. You know what I'm saying? We've been collecting receipts for the past 6 months. 6 months. We're going to be collecting receipts for the next 5-6 months. Just to get an idea of what it's like to have to be a business person. To have an idea of what they're looking for when you finally do have this. Because they don't tell you, they tell you, oh, it's shiny. They don't give you all the background noise. They let you figure that shit on your own. It's sink or swim out here. It's more cutthroat than you even realize, and they're already against you. Like, they don't want you here. So you gotta make sure you know what you want going forward and what you're going to be doing to take those baby steps. And this helps because, like I said, when you're pulling the last week into this week, you're going to get to see where you failed. And if you're pulling more information, if you're writing more, most of you are digital. If you're like me, keep a paper copy and a digital copy. Anyway, if you're putting more information into this week than you had last week, that's fine. But don't let every single thing from last week follow into this week. Because then you're doubling up. It's, this statement of don't stray too far because it'll take you twice as much to get back. I just heard that the other day. I thought that was a really great statement because it literally is. When you start to let things fail or fall behind, it's going to take you twice as long to get caught up. It's going to take you twice as much energy to get caught up. Even to just get to now. So this helps you keep a light touch on everything. Okay? And like I said, there's gaps and things in here that you may or may not be into. You may not need in your life, or maybe your aspect is a little bit different. Maybe your perspective is a little bit different. Maybe you want to include prayer time or family time. Or maybe, you work a certain amount of hours a day and you can't do all of these things. You know what I'm saying? I'll be honest with you, most of the businesses now, it's a nightmare. Anyway, so yeah, I'm only utilizing the information that I already know. Now, if this is not relevant going into the future, please let me know. Hey, Medusa. Like I said, as far as what I'm saying, for the most part, this is a general. So you could light touch this on any aspect that you're working with right now. And the information that I'm giving you, you don't have to take it the way that I'm saying it either. You have to understand that there's more conversations within a conversation than you realize. I've counted up to 8 so far. So when I'm giving you information, how you're receiving it, what you're hearing, and how you're putting it to work in your own mind is going to be different for each and every single one of you. All of our realities vary slightly. Even if we all are in the same room, we're all experiencing the same thing at the same exact time, every single person in that room is going to have a different perspective. That's why that void, lack of information is always there in that rule of 4, because you have your knowing, you have, the yes, you have the no of what you're willing to accept, what you're not willing to accept. You have the gray area, which is the I'm still not quite sure yet, but I'm trying to grasp the concept or trying to trash the concept. So, and then you have the unknown, which all creation comes from. So, you have the 5D or whatever you want to call it, ethers, and then you have your halo, and through your halo, which is your superconductor inside your mind, which is your soul, creates into your 3D reality of what it is that you want in your reality. So, and each person's reality is different. There was a test done, I forget what, I watched it this morning. 4 scientists were brought into a room. Hey, Jason. 4 scientists were brought into a room. They were all given the same exact project to do. Okay? Every single one of them used the same exact equivalencies. The numbers were all exactly the same. All this stuff, it was exactly the same, but the outcome was all different. All 4 of them had a completely different perspective, had a completely different reality than each other, even though they all were doing exactly the same thing. So the best way it was described in the video was that, like, you're all playing an open world, like Minecraft, for example. And so there's 4 of you playing Minecraft at the same exact time. You're all standing in the same exact little spot, right? And there's a dragon there. But each one of you sees a different color dragon. But the rules of the game is that there's only one color dragon in the game. But it doesn't specify. But each one of you see a different color dragon. Even though you're still playing the same game, that's how reality fucks with you. Excuse me. So yeah, that's how molecules work. When they have one molecule split, it takes the same path until it meets an observer. Once the observer is met, then there's only one path that can be chosen. The other path dies. And it's no longer in existence anymore. Because the only true reality is one that you perceive. Hey, Dustin. It's just how life is. It's how reality is. That's why no one seems to always be on exactly the same page. That's why no one ever seems to have exactly the same triggers or offenses or difference of opinions, because of that void. It's meant to be there for creation. We're meant to be able to pick and choose. And the thing is, though, is going future forward, especially with electronics, that does not allow us that much of an opportunity for us to have that power of choice. It actually takes it away. So, yes, there's a lot of really great avenues and aspects of internet. I've been saying it my whole life. I pretty much rely on Google. Pretty much ever since Google came out. I just learned how to talk to my phone so I can have Google respond back to me. I'm an Android user, by the way. I know I'm like the lower echelon. So, for those of you who are iPhone users, like Jeff, good luck. Because I don't know anything about them. But, so yeah. I forgot what I was talking about now. I hate that. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, every single aspect that you look at ends up, cycling back into yourself, and yourself ends up cycling back into everything around you. So, and everything is connected. And that's why another reason why I made this way you can see the connection in all of these things. And it makes for a smooth transition. And it literally forces you to have to keep up with yourself. It forces accountability. It makes you look at the aspects of your life that you have weaknesses in. So this way you can start building on those weaknesses and start working on your building, strengthening yourself. Like I said, self-care is a priority. And a lot of us put ourselves last in that little flower of life. The problem is when you do that, eventually your body is going to say, enough's enough. I need fucking attention. And you're going to give it to me today, whether you like it or not. And then you pass out, or you need medical attention, or now you can't even do your job anymore because you're physically not capable of doing it because you're sick. And then you end up losing out on days and hours and money and all this stuff. So, yes, self-care is a priority. Making sure that you're getting enough to sleep, eat, hydrate. Those are the 3 baselines that you really need to maintain. Even if you don't listen to anything else I say, the mandatory 5 is required. Eat a full meal a day. Hydrate 1 gallon of water a day. Wash your hair, body, clothes, surroundings. Brush your hair, teeth, body, if you're into that. Animals, if you got them. You know? And then take care of yourself and others. And that's part of the mandatory 5. It's not something that's optional. So, your mental health is a priority. And I know a lot of us do not have the money for therapy. We don't have the money or the time to be able to go to therapy. Even if we did a virtual, half the time most of us don't even know how to use that stuff. And we don't want to talk about all of our problems because that's one thing that, at least my age and up, was always told not to talk about. So, and the generations now don't even want to talk about anything at all. Like, they're just going to pretend like nothing is happening, and I'm just, if they're going to blow up the world, just do it. That's what I call them, the just do it generation. Because we've been talking about it for so long, now they're just like, they don't even care anymore. You guys are talking about it. You've been talking about it for decades. Just do it. Get it over with already. You know what I mean? So, it's crazy. Hey, Hypnokin. These stream names are wild. So, thank you for the rewards. Said live duration more than 25 minutes. I've been live for 2 hours. What are you talking about? I don't like relying on the algorithm and the codes and stuff like that because half the time it's all glitchy and none of it is accurate. So just don't worry if your numbers are off or if you feel like you should have more than what you already have. Your doors are getting ready to open. You just don't know. You wait till August. Wait till mid-August, towards like the end of August, you'll start to see forward movement again. Right now, till mid-August, it's all going to be chaos. Emotions, electronics are not going to work right. Contracts, don't even bother signing contracts. And if you do get communication, it's going to be mixed up. You're not really going to understand it, or there's going to be things that are going to be brought to your attention that you need to work on from the past, or maybe it's something that's current that you didn't even think about, or that's coming up that you forgot about. Just trying to light touch on all that stuff is really hard when you got all these things going on. And for me, in my darkness and in my moment of loss of everything, I needed something to hold on to. And especially when my thoughts got really heavy and overwhelming and I couldn't think straight anymore. I legitimately lost everything in my life other than my kids, and that was almost I went through a lot, and I needed something to hold on to while I was going through my descent. And the only way that I could think of was to write down what I was thinking, because it was the only way for me to keep up with it. I started forgetting a lot of stuff. I actually went through a full-on mental breakdown, and I literally lost everything. My house, my car, the opportunity to work, my partner. I lost everything. And, I ended up being homeless there for a while. I lived in that 10 by 10 for those of you who followed me. Then I tried to find a way to make things work. And this is the only way that I could find. So I hope that it helps somebody. And if it doesn't, it's helping me ultimately. And that's really at the base of everything. For me personally, that's all that matters, because this is my life. And I want you guys to join me on this journey. I've wanted you guys to join me on this journey from the beginning, and I'm glad that you have, for those of you who stayed, and the OGs that have been there the whole time, especially on my Twitch, because that's where I started most of it, especially streaming wise. So really right now, ultimately, we really just need to be there for each other as much as possible. Hey, Billy Sanders. I don't know if I said hey or not. I can't remember. But hey, James Williams. So, yes, we need to start being there for each other more, and really stop being dicks. Like, it's not, the world doesn't need it anymore. Don't think that, like, oh, because you're the lone wolf, like, you're the cool dude or the cool gal, because they push that whole independent thought theory on all of us, when the lone wolf is the one that ends up dying alone. It's not a cool thing. Or whatever the word is now. I don't even know. Yeah, we need to start being there for each other more, and donating more into local resources. Because there's a lot of us that are going to end up needing it pretty soon. And I don't think you guys realize, like, how soon that's going to be. This next year is going to be interesting. So, not trying to fearmonger or anything, but I just want to prepare you guys for what the possibilities might be. And for those of you, nothing bad ever happens to you, great. Just don't think that you're invincible, because that in itself is your ultimate weakness. And it will get you in some deep S-H-I-T. Hey, James Williams. So, yeah, thinking that you're invincible is the quickest way to get you in the deepest shit possible. It'll make you leave the road at 100 miles an hour sideways, hitting trees and going down a 30-foot embankment. And then you lose organs. So, anyway, no racing. Do it on the track, guys. Every single day when I'm outside, I can hear the racetrack. And I hear people, like, just having a ball on that racetrack, like, every day. And especially yesterday, I think they had some kind of an event. And they were just getting it all day long. I thought that was so cool. I just wanted to go out there and, like, tear some dirt up. You know what I mean? But that is not for me anymore. So, if I had learned how to drift before my accident, I probably wouldn't have been so bad off. Because that's literally what caused me to wreck. I serpentined. I hit the brakes in the middle of a curve. Like an idiot. And I serpentined, and I overcorrected and overcorrected and overcorrected again, and ended up sideways leaving the road. So that's what I get for touching the brakes when I'm over 100 miles an hour going down a dark country road. Because I'm stupid. And I thought I was invincible. I really did. I thought I was invincible. I thought that I've driven down this road over 100 before, 20 years from, most of my time being here. I know this road better than anybody. Now you really know it. So, yeah. Hey, Bruce. Thank you guys for the follows and the likes, by the way. I appreciate that today. I've been trying to come live a lot more often on all of the different social medias. I have to keep, like, leaning down and looking at this one because it's, like, up underneath. Let's see if there's a chat. So it's kind of slowing down now, which is good because I just want to get off here anyway. I don't know that I will do a 20-hour stream because that just seems a lot. Maybe if I was alone, because I don't think Jeff's going to want, like, every aspect of our lives, like, completely in front of the camera. But, hey, thank you. That's awesome. But, I mean, maybe he will. Who knows? I'd have to talk to him about that. But, So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed your whatever you want to call this. um, just whatever. We're just gonna so. I hope you guys enjoyed your stationary Sunday, and I hope you get to join me, as well as check out my other social medias. For those of you who are on Twitch, it's in my About Me section. For those of you who are on TikTok, it's the link above. Also, I believe, in my bio. And for Kick, it's right here. Y'all can just, like, I don't know, where's it at? Right here, yeah. I have to, like, point to it on the screen of where it's at. So, somewhere in the vicinity is my information for all my other social media, and I'm still building it out. So, go back a couple of years and look at any kind of photo shoots that I've done, any kind of promotions of local bands or businesses, as well as, I used to have a daytime radio kind of show and an evening show as well. Also, check out my seller sites. Like I said, most of my stuff's thrifted or already been previously in my existence. I do have new with tags items, by the way. I just added those. There is a ton of, for those of you who are into dresses and stuff like that, there's a ton of dresses and stuff in there that you guys can check out. I'm also thinking about doing, like I said, bulk selling, where I'm going to get a box that I think it's a priority box or something like that, where you could put up to like 75 pounds and it's all the same price. But I am going to offer that for an option to fill the box. And whatever fits in the box is what you're getting. Like, just surprise! I'm not sure. I have to go by weight and the cost of the item. So I want to try to keep it as low as possible because of the fact it is thrifted. But that is an option for you guys who do have reseller shops to fill in some back stock, or to throw some like new with tag items on there if that's something that you're looking to do, or just for yourself, whatever. This is my hair. I was about to pull it out and I'm like, nope, I can feel that. Anyway, I'm going to take this off actually now that my hair is a hot freaking mess. Oh, wow. That's a big color change. So, yeah. Y'all can have fun with that. And go check that out and stuff. Whew, Lord. I don't know how y'all wear those all day long. It's so hot and itchy. Anyway. Just like, I like your real hair. I do too, but I like to switch it up every once in a while. Let me play. Keeping imagination alive when you're older is going to be a life changer, I promise you. So don't ever give up the things that you really enjoy, and try new things as much as possible. For me, try something new today. Try something that you've never done before today. For me. And then tell me about it, because I want to hear about it. So, so yeah, I think that's it. Hope y'all have a good day. For those of you who are on TikTok, I also have a showcase available through TikTok. I am not a seller yet, but I do have access for that thing on the main part of your page where you can go and buy products, and it does give me commission. For my Amazon site, I have shared the link. I do need to share it again since Prime Days is over now. But you guys can always go back to my X and click on any one of those links. They still work. So if you guys are purchasing through anything through Amazon today, please use my affiliate link first. Because I actually get a percentage of commission off of each item that you buy. It does not add to your cost of anything. It just comes out of the actual cost of the item. So it's not charging you anymore. It's just giving me a percentage. And I always like to do 10% off the top from everything. So it's just something I do. So yeah, go check out those sites as well as my other socials. And until next time, behave. And yes, I'll try to do more gym streams on Twitch. I love y'all.